If you're a B2B agency owner and you're booking inconsistent calls, and even luckily when you do book a couple of calls, these prospects show up completely unaware of what you do, and worse, they have no financial means to pay for your service, then this video is for you. Because a lot of agency owners think that they need to do more outreach, they need to up the volume, or they need to hire a better sales team. But none of these solve the core problem, which is the quality of the prospects that you're getting on these calls. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact 3-layer YouTube system that you can use to solve this problem. It takes someone who is completely cold and make sure that by the time this person books a call, they're sold on your service, they're financially qualified to pay for your service, and they have a higher LTV if you choose to work with them. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Now, before we jump into the system, we need to understand what is the core problem here. The core problem that we're facing right now is that every bit of attention we get from, let it be Instagram DMs, Instagram stories, LinkedIn conversations, cold email campaigns, paid ads, or let's say broad YouTube videos, whatever that is, everyone gets the same treatment and are directed to book a call with you. Now, that is not necessarily wrong, but what is wrong here is that we don't know at which level they're sitting at while they book a call with us. So this is the 5 levels of awareness by Schwartz. Hope that's the correct pronunciation of his name. So there's most aware, there's product aware, there's solution aware, there's problem aware, and then at last there is completely unaware. Most of the people that book a call with you sit at the solution aware to completely unaware level, right? What we are aiming for is, obviously we want the most aware people in our calendars, but we can also work with product aware people. So what we use YouTube for is that we use YouTube to get the most aware and the most qualified people that we can possibly get from our acquisition channels. Now, how does that happen? Well, that happens because YouTube has 2 jobs. There's 2 ways you can use YouTube into your acquisition system, your acquisition channel, whatever you want to call it. First is for it to work as a standalone channel, and second is for it to work as a conversion channel for you. So how does it work as a standalone channel? So let's say you're creating broad YouTube videos, you're trend jacking, you're creating videos that are hot in your industry, on the topics that are hot in your industry, and then your relevant viewers just watch those videos. And then you use more specific videos, client related videos, result focused videos to convert that cold attention into super hot leads, or you can say most aware prospects that you can get. And the second way you can use YouTube is to use it just as a conversion channel. Now, how does YouTube work as a conversion channel? So let's say you're doing LinkedIn outbound, you're sending a bunch of DMs every single week. Instead of just sending them book a call link, you send them to your YouTube videos. Now, what are these YouTube videos? These are YouTube videos that are specific to the exact problem. So let's say you run an e-com agency, you're posting on LinkedIn, you also do LinkedIn outbound. So you text this brand owner who is doing $500,000 annually, and your offer is that you help brand owners doing anywhere from 300,000 to 1 million annually, and you help them to go to like 5, 10, whatever the number is. You will send them to a video, a YouTube video specifically, where you break down the exact strategies, or you break down the exact methods you use to help your clients go from 300,000 to 1 million annually to 5, 10 million. What this does is that that person watches that video. So now when they hop on a call, they're so much hot and they're almost ready to buy from you. Sales calls only exist just to discuss the logistics or the pricing and stuff. So getting attention from somewhere else, let it be paid ads, LinkedIn DMs, whatever you're doing as the initial attention stage, and then you convert that attention to hot leads by using YouTube videos. Now that we understand how YouTube works in your funnel, in your acquisition system, let's talk about the 3-layer system I mentioned in the introduction. So this 3-layer system has 3 layers. First one is attention, second one is trust, and the third one is closing. Now, each of these layers have a specific purpose. So the attention layer exists to get you the initial attention. The trust layer exists to build trust with that attention, so solve their specific problems. And the last layer is to close them. So when someone believes that you can solve the problem, now the last layer exists just to push them over the fence or over the edge so that they can buy from you. How do we utilize YouTube in all 3 of them? This is exactly what we are going to talk about in this video. So layer number 1 is attention. This is where you get the initial attention. It can come from Instagram stories, you can have LinkedIn conversations, you can do cold email campaigns, you can run paid ads, you can, I don't know, do whatever you want to get the initial attention, and you can also use YouTube here. The goal with all of these, you can say acquisition channels or platforms, is to get maximum relevant attention possible. What is maximum relevant attention? So getting attention in this today's day and age is easy. You can, I don't know, twerk and you can get attention, you can crack jokes, you can get attention, whatever that is, you can get attention on social media. But if you're trying to scale a B2B agency, You don't need people who are watching twerk videos, especially a male doing twerk videos. That is not what we're trying to achieve here. So what we need is we need relevant attention. What is relevant attention? Like if someone is my ICP, me getting their attention is called relevant attention because they are relevant to me and I am relevant to them. Now there are different strategies that you need to use on Instagram, on LinkedIn, cold email, paid ads. It depends, whatever you're doing, whatever works for you. I'm not going to talk about that, but with broad YouTube videos, this is what you want to hit. So you need to keep your broad YouTube videos 6 to 10 minutes. Then you need to aim for at least 1 to 2 videos a month. And I'm saying that on the least level, because when you're trying to get attention, you need to up the volume as much as you can without losing the quality. So you create videos on hot topics, you trend check, you see something that is hot on the internet right now and see if that is linked with your industry, and then create a video about it. You see videos that are working with in your niche, in other niches. There are many ways you can do it. I've actually created a video on how you can come up with different YouTube video ideas. You can actually watch that by clicking the button above. So after that, one more crucial thing that you need to remember here is that this is where actually most agency owners mess up, is that you don't need to do hard CTAs here. So what you need to do is that you can have soft CTAs. What are soft CTAs? So if you have a useful resource, you can direct them to the useful resource. If you have, or you should have, the deep dive videos or the specific videos, you can just direct them to the more specific videos. So this is the first layer. Once you think you have solved the attention layer and you're getting a good amount of attention every single month, now the time comes to convert this attention into hot leads. How does that happen? That is actually what layer 2 and layer 3 is built for. So this is layer 2. Layer 2 is called trust or deep dive, you can say. What happens here is that you create specific solution videos. You can post full courses. You can do breakdowns. So no one who is not your ICP should be able to relate to your video. So the goal here is to first show credibility, show that you're credible enough to solve the problem. Actually sell them on your methodology. So someone should be able to watch your deep dive videos or trust building videos and say that, okay, this person can solve my problem. This person can help me go from X to Y situation. You've heard everyone say that you need to provide value, provide value, provide value. The issue with that is that you end up attracting people who just are there for the value. So when you solve their specific problems, you just build immense amount of trust, and that trust is what makes them or converts them from being cold to lukewarm or hot lead. Another thing you want to do with these YouTube videos is that you want to create relevance. So when someone watches, let's say, an hour full course before hopping on a call with you, there's a much deep level of relevance created with you that would not be possible by sending them a 5,000 words Google Doc or sending them a bunch of different lead magnets that you created. Now, what are the nitty-gritty of these YouTube videos? So this is actually the layer where YouTube does its thing. These videos should be more than 15 minutes. You want to be more dense here. You don't want to be giving vague information or vague actionable steps. You want to be more specific as you can get. That is better in this layer. You should aim for at least 1 video a month. If you can bump it up to 1 or 2 without losing quality, that is really good. Now you should aim for 1 video per problem. And the last thing that you need to remember about this layer is that you can easily hard CTA them to book a call with you. So this for the layer 2, the layer 3, and that is closing or conversion. Now in this section, what you want to do is that you want to talk about results, you want to talk about transformations, you want to do case study breakdowns, you want to show your backend processes, you want to do methodology breakdowns. So let's say I'm going to fall back to the same e-commerce example. Let's say a brand owner was doing $335,000 annually from their fashion brand, and after working with you in 6 months, they scaled from 335 to 1 million a year. This is a really good case study. Any fashion brand owner who is watching this video goes in their mind, okay, this is super crazy. This guy named X, whatever your name is, helped this brand owner who was in the same situation as me go from 335K to over 1 million a year. This does wonders in terms of pushing people who are a bit more unsure. They know that you can solve the problem, but they're not sure that you are the right person to solve that problem. The goal with these videos is that you want to prove your service. And another thing that these videos does is that these video create urgency, and you just want to showcase the ROI of working with you. So what are the nitty-gritty of these layer? Conversion videos are mostly, I'd say, keep them under 15 minutes, because right now we're not trying to build trust or overwhelm them by providing the best information possible, because they've already watched a lot of our trust building videos. The goal here is just to show them these people were in the same situation as you. Now they're in this situation. If you want to do the same, book a call with me or DM me or whatever the CTA that you're doing. You need to aim for at least one video a month. You can do client case study breakdowns. You can do backend processes, methodology breakdowns. So what is your unique mechanism that you use to get your ICP results or your client results? Whatever that is, at least aim for one video a month. Then a really crucial thing here to remember is that you need to showcase numbers. In this layer, there's no exception for you to be vague. You need to be as specific as you can, and at last you can do the hardest CTA possible, because people here are pretty much sold on your service, pretty much sold on your methodologies, on your offer. You just need to direct them or to show them, okay, this is the direction you need to go if you want the same result for yourself. So this was it for this video. If you have any confusion, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My profile is linked down below. If you have any questions, I would be more than happy to solve that problem for you. So with that said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.